All right, welcome back. So we're getting ready to start doing some ETL in the upcoming videos. But before we do that, I figured I would show you this tool, which is the Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer. So if we go into our lake or into our storage account, we can pick our account, and then we can do an overview, and we can also do a storage explorer. So in the UI, we have the ability to come into our blob containers, check out the catalogs that we have. We can kind of click into those and see what sort of folders and files and things like that we have. We also though have the let's see if I can go back a step. Go to my overview. Go to my storage explorer. We also have the ability to download this Azure Storage Explorer, which is what I have on my desktop here. So you've got this Explorer. This helps you navigate. How do I typically set up my lake? I usually at least have two containers per account. So I'm usually going to have a landing and catalogs containers. The landing is going to be our primary focus. So for landing, what I'm doing is this kind of just like a quick import from my on-prem data center into a landing. And this is where we're not really doing any real massaging of the data or anything like that. So I just want to get it in here. I will organize it though. So the way that I organize it tends to be based on load date and also based on just some intuitive information because I really want my lake to be easy to explore. So for me, my source right now will be a database, and then within a database, we've got a schema and table. So it's kind of a three-part identifier. Well, that's exactly what I want within my lake. So I want to come in here and go to my database folder, my schema folder, and then my table. So in this case, if I'm looking at department, now I've got a hierarchical structure of year, month, day, and if you're more granular than that, then that's fine, but this is what I've got right now. So in this case, we've got a Parquet file, and I know that it was loaded on May 22nd of 2024. So the next piece would be, well, hey, after you get it in your landing, and then we've got catalogs. Catalogs for me, if I'm working within Azure Databricks, they've got catalogs, and that's kind of how they set up their databases. So when I start to apply some data governance later and start pulling data out of my landing zone and kind of massaging it, cleaning it up, it's going to go into that catalogs folder. But for us, this is our main concern, getting it into landing. And I just wanted you to be able to see a couple of ways that you can actually navigate your lake as you're developing it. Now, one thing I do want to point out is, if we're bringing this in every day and we've got multiple snapshots on a daily basis, your costs can add up. So I'm going to remind you that one of the things that I do recommend is on your storage account, applying some sort of lifecycle management. So for this demo, my lifecycle management is after 30 days, it moves to cool tier. After 90 days, it moves to an archival tier. But we could also delete it at a certain point as well. And so remember, this is really just kind of my landing zone. This is kind of just the raw data. So what we're hopefully going to do is bring in data that we're going to actually model and use. We might do some snapshotting at first, and then we can do some hashing and some other things to derive meaning from this data. So, we might not have as much data in our catalogs, but that's kind of up to you how you want to design your lake. But this is usually how I design mine. So in the upcoming videos, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a really simple pipeline where we just basically bring in a static file one time so you can see that process. Then I'll show you how we can make that a bit more dynamic. So looking forward to showing you guys how to do some of this stuff, and I will see you in the next one.